Welcome to the training program here for abdominals and lower back. What we start with is to take the elastic and fixate it in the lowest fixation point. You grab loops quite close to the fixation point. You can walk a little away depending on how much resistance you want. I took both elastics so we get some proper resistance. Then I will bend forward here, keep my pelvis and hips in the same position all the time, and do an extension as far back as possible. I will flex forward and extend backward. If you want a little extra here, you can use your arms as well. So if I pull in while I do my extension, it's more work or harder work for the back to work with. Yeah. So little by little you can go further down and go further back in your extension. Like this, we're working the lower back. Remember to keep the pelvis in the same position, so you're not moving your pelvis like this forward and backwards. Keep it in the same position, forward and back in extension. All right, we're going to do two last ones like this. Good, very well. So this is keeping the upper body as a movable part. Now we will change over to use the legs a little bit. I will take the second loop here, but both elastics, and I'll place my foot into it like this. I now have the opportunity to move back with the leg here. So I let it come forward. I keep the knee bended more or less 90 degrees all the time, so I can better shoot the foot backward and keep the elastic on it. So I shoot it back, keep the elastic on it. Put tension to your abdominal while you're doing this exercise so you can stay stable here in the upper body and move and work with the lower back and glute area. All right, so I'll do two more here with this leg. Gentle back and gentle forward, and change over to the other foot. So I have chosen the second loops here. I use both elastics, place my foot into it, and again I shoot back more or less 90 degrees, flexion in my knee, and I go gentle back and forward. Remember, the tension stabilize in the abdominals here. Very good. Gentle back and gentle forward. Very good. Keeping the abdominals in, but go as far back as possible. I'll do the last two ones. Very good. All right. Release here. Now we're going to work a little bit with the abdominals. First, I attach it here in the middle fixation point, and I grab both elastics. We want quite a lot of resistance on this one, but not necessarily very much range of motion, so quite close to the fixation point here. Grab a loop here with both elastics. Start in a little bit of rotation towards the elastic. My feet are 90 degrees in angle towards the Physio Wall, and I rotate the upper body only. So my pelvis is fixed this direction, but my upper body will turn here and back. So I'm using some of the abdominal muscles here and some of the deep back muscles as well to perform this exercise here. Yeah, do rotations. Very good. And I do the two last ones to this side. Very good. So I will change for the other side. Do exactly the same. My feet this way, 90 degrees angle towards the Physio Wall. I will step out a little bit so I have a natural rotation towards where I have the grab or the loops, where I have my hand, and then I rotate as well away from the Physio Wall here, but with the pelvis straight and only the upper body rotating. Very good. Remember to relax the shoulders. Keep the rotation in your back, so it's the abdominal and deep back muscles performing this exercise. 2 last ones. Very good. Alright, so in the end we will finish off with a little bit for stabilization from the abdominals. We do it with fixating the elastic here in the top. I will grab more or less in the middle or maybe a little closer to the fixation here. I grab it up here, holding all of it in one arm. I will step forward and I will stay in an inclination here going forward. If you feel uncomfortable and too much range of motion, you could also take just one close to you, close to the fixation point, or you can take both so you feel that it has an end stop, the elastic. You stay here with the arms as high over your head as possible, keeping the abdominals in so you're not flexing here in the hips, but keep the hips straight and go forward into a straight position here, and you're using now the abdominals to train and stabilize your body. You can do it several times, this one. It doesn't feel very hard when you do it, depending on your inclination. But of course, if you're a very heavy person, there's also a limit for the elastic, so be aware of that. But what is so important here is that you're using the abdominals to stabilize your position for your back. So here your abdominals are working as the front muscle group for your back stabilization. Enjoy your training.